Today, you are going to complete in World Geography, Unit 10, Lesson 2, learn about the water resources in Africa to the east of the Sub-Saharan Desert. Okay, so first, let's look at the rivers. So we're calling this the Sub-Saharan Africa rivers. We're going to be talking about the Niger River is located in West Africa. It flows in the shape of a boomerang. Now this should have yellow in it and it doesn't, but you'll see that when I give you a hint, I did put a yellow circle on it. It originates in the Guinea Highlands and then arching north into Mali. The river is important to fishing and agriculture in Mali within the Sahel. The river forms an unusual inland delta. The inland delta provides needed water to the arid region. Okay, now let's take a look at two rivers. Until the late 18th century, the Niger River, so we're looking at this one again, remained shrouded in mystery. For many centuries, Europeans believed it was connected to the Nile. After discovering its true course, it became a water highway for West Africa by Europeans. The Congo River is our next river, and it's located in Central Africa. It is the most powerful river in Africa. It's the world's deepest river, and it's the 9th longest river in the world. So pretty famous, the Congo River. Before reaching the Congo rainforest, it passes through a series of rapids known as the Gates of Hell. It crosses the equator twice and then turns southward again in places it can widen as wide as 15 feet. Now, on the lower course of the river, it has a series of cataracts called the Livingston Falls. So Livingston Falls are also like rapids. Okay, the Congo River has been associated with darkness and evil. Did you know that? By natives and Europeans, because it has been the location of much violence and bloodshed. The waters were used to transport slaves. It was the location of a lot of warfare, and it was the location of strife between Europeans and Africans, as well as between the different African tribes. So a lot of bad voodoo going on over there in the Congo River beds or whatever. It's the sides of the river. Okay, so let's take a look at the Zambezi River. It is the 4th largest river in Africa. It flows southwest and east, emptying into Indian Ocean. Its most notable feature is Victoria Falls. Now, Victoria Falls is considered one of the 7 wonders of the natural world. It's located between Zambia and Zimbabwe, and the falls are twice as high as Niagara Falls. Now, that's saying something. Here's a picture of the falls, and that's saying something because many people in America go to see Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is in between New York and Canada, at the New York-Canadian border, and it's so popular because they're so gigantic and beautiful. But Victoria Falls is twice as big as them, so that's like kind of crazy, hard for me to imagine. Now let's take a look at some lakes. Yeah, Africa's most prominent lakes are Lake Victoria and Lake Chad. Lake Victoria is located near the Great Rift Valley. It is the largest lake in Africa and the 2nd largest freshwater lake in the world. That's larger than the state of West Virginia. So this lake is as big as West Virginia. Now, here's the crazy thing about this gigantic lake. It's bigger than West Virginia. It only has one source of water coming into it, the White Nile. All the rest of that water is there because of rain. So that's kind of crazy that rain fills that lake and only one water source. Let's take a look at Lake Chad. Lake Chad is located in Sahel along the Sahara Desert. It is an important water source for the arid region. It has several influent sources. However, due to the recent drought and its shallow structure, the lake has decreased in volume. Has it increased, stayed the same, or decreased? It has decreased. Now, these are the questions you guys would have been answering. But, of course, you know I shortened it for you, so let me get over to yours. It's only been a 4-minute lesson so far, so we can take our time on the questions. The Blanc River is located in West Africa and flows like the shape of a boomerang. Let's look at our cheat sheet, our open book test. The Niger River is located in West Africa and it flows in the shape of a boomerang. Question number 2. The Blanc River was thought for a time by Europeans to be connected to the Nile River. The Niger River, for many centuries, Europeans believed that it was connected to the Nile. Okay. Let's move down a little here. The Blanc River crosses the equator twice. The Congo River, located in Africa, is the most powerful river, world's deepest river, and the 9th longest river. Before reaching the Congo rainforest, passes through a series of rapids known as the Gate of Hell and crosses the equator twice. So which river crosses the equator twice? Okay, number 4. The Congo River passes through a series of rapids known as the Blanc. It passes through a series of rapids known as the Blanc. Put that letter that has that in it up in number 4 and that letter. And a series of cataracts known as, following a series of cataracts known as, then this should be the second letter that you write for number 4. Whatever the series of cataracts is known as. Okay, let's get to question number 5. Victoria Falls is located along the Blanc River. So let's see, what river has that? The Zimbabwe River is the 4th largest in Africa. Its most notable feature is Victoria Falls. So what river does that say right there? Let's look at the next question. One remarkable feature of Victoria Falls is that it's 2 times as high as the Blanc Falls. Remember the falls I told you was between the New York and Canadian border? Right here. Victoria Falls are nearly twice as high as Niagara, Guzzi, Yosemite, or Montnam. Right, there's your answer. Moving on to number 7. The Niger forms an inland delta. The Niger River, this should have the word river in, so I'm putting it in right now. The Niger River forms an inland delta in where? We already had this, but I have it down here again for you. Niger River, blah, 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 the Guinea Highlands, then arching north into Mali. So it forms an inland delta. The inland delta provides needed water. Where is the inland delta? It's right there in yellow. Number 8. The location of Niger's inland delta is in what region? Now I circled this one because I didn't get it highlighted in yellow. So what type of region is that delta in? Okay, that's enough help. I'm not giving you more help on that one. Let's look at number 9. Blanc is located near the Great Rift Valley and is the largest lake in Africa. So we're going to talk about 2 lakes in Africa. Africa's most prominent lake is Lake Victoria. It is located near the Great Rift Valley. It is the largest lake in Africa and the 2nd largest fresh water lake in the world. So right there it tells you Africa's most prominent lake that is located near the Great Rift Valley is Lake Victoria. Let's go to number 10. Here's your last one. Due to recent drought and its shallow structure, Lake Chad has decreased, increased, or stayed the same. It says Lake Chad. However, due to the record drought and its shallow structure, the lake has, it's hard to read it, but it starts with a D. Okay, there you go, 1 through 10. You are done. Congratulations.